Good morning, traders, and welcome to this live trading today. Last night we had the Fed interest rates. We will see how the charts reacted, and we had some interesting continuation moves. Let me sort out this first. So, for those who are fairly new here or who join for first time, I would like to welcome you. For those who joining almost every day, it's a pleasure to see you guys, to see your names on the screen. So, ladies and gentlemen, just to make sure that this content is for general information only and is not intended to provide any trading or investment advice or personal recommendations. So, and as we always say, what happened in the past give us an indication for the future price move. Doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna go that way. Good morning, Radov. And let's change our screens. So, Premium Analytic Portal. Let's start with the news today. Morning briefing, and today's top headlines: Fed slows its tightening with quarter-point interest rate rise. And pretty much the markets, they depreciate the US dollar. Airbus revives order from Qatar Airways following paint dispute settlement. EU tightens oversight of data privacy regulators to speed up decisions. UK hit by biggest strikes in a decade. Meta gets back to reality. Amazon cited by Labor Department for hazards at 3 additional warehouses. And these are the major news for today so far. Something on our calendar doesn't show some information, so today allow me to use an alternative one just for today. Just give me a minute because that was a last minute information. So that's correct. So the economic calendar, the Fed yesterday increased the interest rates from 4.5% by 25 basis points to 4.25%. Now, why the markets didn't appreciate the US dollar? Simply because that was very, very expected, and it will be appreciate the dollar if the outcome will be much greater than the forecast. Anyhow, we are on high yields. Today we will have the Bank of England will announce the interest rates. There are few members, if you have the chance to listen to the podcast, traders, there are few members, they want to have the interest rate as it is, but most of them, they would like to see an increase and a fairly strong raise, all right, by 50 basis points. Same will happen later today in the Eurozone by 50 basis points, expected the Euro to rally. So if both of them, they're gonna see this increase in the interest rates, then definitely we're gonna see some more weakness in the dollar. Traders focus later will be on the non-farm payrolls for Friday. We will see that tomorrow. Anyhow, here we do have the expectancy of some reduced in the new registered payrolls in the US last month on January. And if this, look, usually we see always the opposite result, all right? But if you go back to history, you will see that always it's something different. Now, if this it's going to come out as very negative with much deviation than the forecast, then adding to the, let's say, fairly small raise on the rates compared to the Bank of England and the EU, we can see the US dollar to get weakened more and more. All right. But really, that's not a simple equation to put together. So we're going to keep an eye on the Bank of England first. Then we will see how the pound will perform in the next few hours. Then we will have the Eurozone report, and we will take it step by step. Okay, now, when we do have these high volatile events, traders mostly, they prefer to stay away from intraday 1 minute, 5 minute, 15-minute charts, because maybe even if you get it right, most of the times, not always, but most of the times, the price is just moving to the opposite direction before it's going to shake to the predominant direction. So let's be a bit cautious for today and not to rush the trades. Let's start with the dollar index. Let me read some questions. So, morning, Darshan. Interesting how euro pound shoot up yesterday despite US rate rise as expectation. Wonder if today there will be any sharp pullback. Look, we are in an uptrend. US dollar is in a downtrend. So the best outcome, it looks like, is to see some more weakness in the dollar and to see uptrend continuation. Day before yesterday, euro had dropped to 1.18. Overnight, it reached 1.10. Yeah. So we broke below this this support. Guys, technical analysis never lies. Technical analysis and price action discounts everything. Remember, if we take a step back, we examine this picture lately. It's been 2.5 weeks, almost 3 weeks, after we broke below this area of support, of consolidation. We said, okay, where is our next level of support? That price might bounce. It's going to be this one here. So we were shorting at any opportunities we have all the way down here. So we were trading the euro against the US dollar to the downside, the pound against the US dollar to the downside. I see that everyone pays attention here. The euro against the US dollar to the upside. Yes, Darshan, correct. The pound against the US dollar to the upside. The Australian dollar against the US dollar to the upside. With the Kiwi, to be honest, we didn't touch it lately. Then we were looking to trade the US dollar against the Canadian dollar to the downside, the US dollar against the Swiss franc to the downside, and the US dollar against the Japanese yen to the downside. All right, based on the US dollar weakness. Then we came at this support. I got lots and lots of comments about start buying here. And I said, for intraday purposes only, for short plays, for just very fast scalping, we can buy the support of the dollar, so we can short the Aussie, the euro, not the euro, it was strong, the pound we talk about, but especially with the Aussie. All right, due to the weakness of this being at resistance, and due to the strength of the US dollar being at support. But we said if we want to buy and hold to do our swing trading, we need to see the market creating a higher high. If the market is going to come here and it takes the high and it's going to create a higher high, then we're going to see the Australian dollar against the US dollar, the euro, the pound, to create a lower low on their charts, and then and only then we start looking for swing position trades. I would like you to get some clarity around here and understand when we start doing swing trading, when we do scalping or intraday trading. There are two different approaches and there are two different pictures we are looking on the charts. So until it break to the downside, we said, or to the upside, then we start looking for position trading. So at this point here, yesterday it put this this rejection of this intraday resistance. We call it shooting start, not start. Yes, and we break and close below this area, pin bar, yes. But if you see on Steve Nielsen's book, the candlestick pattern, actually how he wrote it, I didn't see that pin bar so far. I just see the word shooting star when it comes after green candles, or hammer when it comes after black or red candles, this one here. And then it has the long tail dodges and so on and so on. You use the word pin bar. Yes, of course I use it a lot, because many traders, they are used to pin bar. But because end of this month, if you already noticed, I will interview live Steve Nielsen, and I have to get used to that shooting star. Yes, yes, Darsha, correct. So guys, be ready. End of February, we're going to have an exclusive live interview with Steve Nielsen, the father of the candlestick, let's put it that way, the guy who introduced the candlestick to us. And it's going to be exciting. You can register, of course. I will send you the links and you can register so you don't miss that exclusive opportunity. It's free registration. You don't pay anything. All right. So let's move on. After this move to the downside, we have few ways to project this leg, the impulse leg. So either we're going to go with fib retracement, fib extension of 161, and it's somewhere here, or we're going to go to find the next support that it's somewhere here. The first support, a stronger support, it's this one here. So we can take it case by case. First it's this one, and the second it's this one here. All right, so we keep an eye on these areas until the price comes to touch the support. We can see some good trades. DAX, after this rejection of the support here, the market yesterday decided to push higher. Although on the London Open, we said that we can trade it based on that 5-minute pattern, and it was this one here. We had few supports. It played out really well. As I said, usually when I take these trades, I put 3 pips above. It's it's fast, it's scalping. We can't just mark around and put it for a little bit more. No, we have to be very, very black and white when we trade this. And I will never post like on the Telegram, I open trade on the DAX, because until the time I write it, it's going to be the time to close it. It's not going to be relevant. I prefer to put more long-term approach on the Telegram when I do the comments about where I believe some trades they can initiate it, but not for scalping or some intraday moves here. All right. So usually 3 pips stop loss, 6 pips take profit, and pretty much that's it. Just for the open, nothing else. I don't look any other indices around the London Open. If there is a strong daily price action on the FTSE, like today, maybe I will look on the 5-minute chart around the London Open to buy the FTSE on a strong price action. If I see a strong price action, again, purely scalping, nothing to buy and hold or to sell and hold. And that's it pretty much. For the Dow Jones, a dodgy candle here, although we had this expectation to break above this intraday resistance. The market just put this dodgy candle. A good performance came on the S&P 500 and on the Nasdaq. Nasdaq broke above this resistance. For now, we are ready for some retracement to buy it, or if this breakout looks like it's going to be very, very solid, maybe the price won't retrace back. It's going to just keep rising until the next area of resistance, and that's this one here. So what can we do? We can drop down to the 5-minute chart, 15-minute chart, and look to buy some higher highs for this anticipation. S&P 500, it's the one the focus should be yesterday, because out of the 3 indices, we said this one with nice bullish engulfing and room to move until this resistance will be the ideal trade to get involved with. Of course, on the daily chart, there were no room to move for a decent reward to risk. So the play should have been on the lower time frame. And if some people took some trades here, I didn't. But ideally, we had the direction, we had the trend, so we had to look to take trades based on these 2 factors. Good morning, good morning. What is moving average set up? I use the 50 moving average with the red color and the 200 moving average with the green color. The way I use them purely as trend fielders. That time frame was the daily chart, I assume. I do the analysis on the daily chart. Jean, I don't understand exactly for which one you're referring to. Please, was it about the scalping intraday or the analysis? If it was the analysis, then it was the daily chart. Pound. Am I look to buy the pound? Not really, because we are still around these areas of resistance. Yes, we were anticipating to see some more weakness here. We didn't. Bullish engulfing. Bank of England is about to decide about the interest rates. There is fairly some consolidation, and it's going to happen until the event itself. Although for people, they are trading blocks. that's very, or mitigation areas, that's very, very super obvious that the market will come to retest this area of support. All right. So in my opinion, there is some retracement to happen here. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't mean it's not a high probability, but it looks like the markets always want to tap into some zones that there are unfilled orders before they push to the predominant direction. If it will decide that the uptrend, it's going to be the upside, it's going to be the predominant direction. So we will wait for that. Now, am I going to trade against that? No, I'm not going to trade against that, but maybe I'm going to keep an eye on this area here for some reversal patterns. If I see some strong rejection within this area, it's a strong indication that the market can likely push to the upside. Euro US dollar, the uptrend continued. We have the next target here as we put this line weeks ago. After we break above, the market came here to retest. Yesterday we had this false break of this area here with a candlestick, a hammer, and the market just shoot aggressively to the upside. USD CHF, we discussed about this bearish engulfing yesterday. We said that the risk reward is not favorable if we enter here and we have our stop loss 140 pips. The support, it's at 67 pips. It's not favorable at all. And the only way to play it was on the shorter time frames, 5 or 15-minute charts, with some intraday moves. I don't know if you guys were around and you were trading at 9 p.m., 7 p.m. GMT time with the Fed announcement. I wasn't, of course, I don't do this type of trading. Australian dollar, some people happily, they say they got their reward here. That's fantastic. From this short play we had around this resistance, due to this candlestick, double candlestick price pattern, that was a doji at resistance, and it was a fairly good trade. So now we are back at this resistance. We are waiting for more clarity, if you prefer. The Kiwi is trying to break and move higher. We will see what is going to happen at resistance. I don't buy the resistance. USD against the Canadian dollar. I commented on this yesterday that if the market came with this momentum to the downside, why didn't it just push lower to create a new low and it just stays there on the support? It's something doesn't make sense to me. Canadian dollar, it's weak in general, and we can see that the body of the candle yesterday was very small compared to the other currency pairs against the dollar, like the euro, the Australian dollar. They move quite significantly, but this one here didn't. So it shows some weakness in the actual market. Japanese yen and the US dollar at this resistance. Finally, the market broke to the downside yesterday. So it will be nice to see some opportunities on the lower time frame today for some continuation. So we have this move so far. Some traders, maybe they're going to place their trades down here to enter short and take profit somewhere there. If it's not going to happen as a false break, then I don't see any problem with that. But for more consecutive traders, they would like to see some lower low, retracement, enter, and target this area here. We'll see how the market will perform. Anyway, we not rush to enter short from here, because how do we know that the sellers are about to come? We don't know this information. But if the market it's going to break below this area of support, it's a good indication that maybe sellers will come to join the momentum. Australian dollar against the Japanese yen, just sideways here. Maybe it's preparing for a push to the upside. We don't know. Consolidation here. Euro, pound gradually is losing some steam. The Canadian dollar should have some more weakness here. But you see because some currencies are strong, some are weak. If we go to the cross currencies, and we don't stick to the majors, we can see some battle between the currencies. As we said, we are still looking to buy the gold. We are still have this bullish sentiment, expecting to hit at least the $2,000. So more clarity yesterday. 5-minute chart now, it make a nice breakout here. So we can see some continuation of the move, some more follow through to the upside. Crude oil, very mixed. I don't touch it. The gas, just pushing lower and lower and lower. Can I activate for subtitles? I will try. I will see how can I do that. Thank you. Silver, around this area of resistance. We are playing between this resistance, this support. Not many things to say about that. Yes, of course, with the US dollar weakness, gold has been searching, looks set to push past 2K after years. Yes, we wait for this. Jonathan, we just spoke about the end gas. It's still on the free fall. There is no indication to buy the gas. The only indication is just to sell it. The next area of support, it's down. Actually, we approach an area of support. There is another area of support here. Looks like it's stronger. Maybe we're going to see some reaction around this area where we are now, but we not rush to buy. That's screen for sales only. So let's be a bit careful with that. If you go to the 4-hour chart to take some trades, there are a lot of nice swings. To be honest, it's not a market that I actively look to trade due to the moves. Nothing wrong for traders. They trade then gas. It gives absolutely fantastic moves when they come, but it's not my thing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we came to the end of this live trading today. As I said, just keep it low risk, at least because we have this Bank of England and the Eurozone reporting interest rates. I wish you to have a happy trading, and I'll look forward to see you again tomorrow at the same time. Thank you so much.